With video game development costs rising and rising in recent years, the importance and role of indie game developers in the games industry has risen dramatically. Having experiences that differ from the expansive, bombastic AAA blockbusters adds a lot of value to the games industry as a whole, arguably filling that AA slot that has gone by the wayside in the last generation or so. These experiences can range from more personal stories to games that utilise traditional mechanics with a unique spin or art style. Cuphead! 2017 was a hell of a year when it came to indie games. So in honour of that, here's 7 indie games you should have already played in 2017. And if you haven't, well, get downloading folks. These are all beauts. What Remains of Edith Finch is a game that defies logic, one that really shouldn't work on paper, one that has you cutting heads off fish in a cannery as part of a minigame, one that has you playing as a shark rolling down a hill, one that has you swinging from the branch of a tree, and one that has you controlling a kite. Each little diverse section is vastly different from the last, and on their own probably wouldn't work. Taken together though, as a cohesive whole, combined with a surreal house at the centre of it all, Giant Sparrow's game is one of the most compelling and engaging stories of the year. What Remains of Edith Finch is, dare I say it, a bloody classic. Not just one of this year's best indie games, but one of this year's best games, full stop.
The story I'm about to tell you is true or not. But I know it's something nobody's heard before.
In what we're dubbing one of the hardest games of 2017, if not the last few recent years, Studio MDHR's wonderful looking and sounding bullet hell, platformer, boss rush, shmup, whatever the hell you want to call it, certainly tests your patience. But man, is it good, and addictive, and beautifully crafted, and hard. Did we say it was hard? Well, it's hard. Okay, it may be hard, but it's fair, and that's the most important aspect. Cuphead was a labour of love for Studio MDHR, and that came across in every boss, every level, every aspect of the game. The Xbox console exclusive is one hell of a game, and not only one of the best indie titles of this year, but like Edith Finch, one of the best games of this year. Cuphead is bloody hard though, seriously. Did we mention that? Well, it is. What happens when you mash Cluedo and Groundhog Day together? Simple. You get Cavalier Game Studios and Tequila Works' The Sexy Brew, a murder mystery game that has you stuck in a time loop solving murders in a creepy old stately hotel. The adventure puzzle game had you going from lavish rooms to creepy cellars in a bid to save the inhabitants of the Sexy Brew from a murderous and creative psychopath, and was one of the more unique games of 2017. With an alluring art style and seductive soundtrack, the Sexy Brew hits all of the right notes, delivering what we expect and want from an indie game in 2017, and that's creativity and originality. Plus, it's inspired by Groundhog Day and Zelda's Majora's Mask, so what's not to like about that? Supergiant Games' follow-up to Transistor and Bastion is, well, an interesting one. From a concept standpoint, anyway. It's basically a visual novel meets a fantasy NBA Jam. Seriously, it's nuts, but it's so good. Yes, I did say fantasy NBA Jam. The main combat mechanic revolves around a ritual that sees 2 teams of 3 face off in a basketball match of sorts that takes elements from MOBAs and Supergiant's Transistor. This RPG, yes, it's an RPG, is a tale of redemption. A tale of a bunch of exiles who seek cleansing so that they can be accepted by society once again. And it's a pretty cool action-adventure game to boot. Plus, one of your party is a talking dog who has a mustache. A freaking dog with a mustache, folks. How can we not highlight a game with such a magnificent beast in it? The first time we saw Rime back in 2013 was when it was shown at Gamescom on the Sony stage. We were enraptured by its simplistic and elegant style from the off, but it wasn't until this year when it finally released that we actually fell in love with it. Stranded on an exotic and mysterious island, you take control of a young boy who must navigate his way through trial after trial in this puzzle-driven action-adventure game. Rime is a game where you come for the art style and stay for the gameplay and its enduring charm. It's a game that sinks its claws into you early on and doesn't let go right until the end. A game chock full of meaning, hidden messages, and one where your only friend is a magical fox. What's not to love about that? Who said nothing ever good comes out of Kickstarter, huh? Ho, come on, step forward. Make yourself known. Yes, that's right, the best thing to come out of Kickstarter in 2017 was none other than Infinite Falls Night in the Woods, smashing it back in 2013 by raising $209,000 for a unique story-driven exploration game. 4 times the amount they asked for, that was. 2017 saw that game finally come to fruition, and it was worth the wait and the money. Night in the Woods sees you take control of an anthropomorphic cat named May, who returns to her hometown of Possum Springs to see that things have drastically changed. The less said about the story, the better. It's one that you have to experience for yourself. The writing, the characters, the world, it's all a bit of a gaming treat that you deserve to have in your life.
I'm headed in.
Welcome aboard.
The guys and gals at Fulbright effectively created a new genre when they launched Gone Home back on PCs way back in 2013. The walking simulator. That might be a derogatory term to some, but to us, they're games that excel in storytelling and put characters at the forefront. Tacoma is a perfect example of that. Despite its fairly glacial start, Tacoma picks up pace quite quickly after some initial exposition and tells a thought-provoking and evocative story that reveals the fate of the crew aboard the Tacoma space station and the events surrounding its final days. Character-driven with some great dialogue, superbly written individuals and a wonderful soundtrack. This Xbox One title is one that you should have played in 2017. It's certainly a game that doesn't disappoint.
Hey, Odin.
Yes, Andrew?
What should I do? I just want to go home.
There we have it, folks. Those are 7 indie darlings that you should have played, and if you haven't, you should play right now, all that came out in 2017 on consoles. Stick close to the Resero Network, folks, for more videos like this and tons of videos that we're going to be putting out in 2018. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Bye.